Dear students, good evening. We are almost ready for our open day presentation of master programs, financial analyst and finance. Today, the working language will be English because of it should be some foreign students who do not speak Russian. So we are starting the presentation today, and I will show you my PowerPoint presentation. So I'm Vasily Solodkov. I am academic supervisor of these two programs. I'm Ph.D. Professor of Higher School of Economics. Besides that, I am Fulbright professor, so I was teaching in the United States. I am director of the HSE Banking Institute, graduated from Harvard Business School in 1992. And for a long time was working for the World Bank. Also together with me will be our faculty member, Elena Dimova. She has very rich experience in leading Russian and foreign companies, and I think she would say about herself. But good news that we are staying in touch. I think almost 15 years, starting from the point you were working with. That time the company was called simply Reuters. And Elena Anatolyevna, she is managing these two programs, organizing all the events for the students. Just a few words about the Banking Institute. So the Banking Institute is a subsidiary of the Higher School of Economics. So this is actually faculty. And the Banking Institute itself was set up in 1995. We have different programs, two master programs, one MBA program. We have special training for preparation for CFA exams. We are teaching, besides students, we are teaching the Central Bank of Russia and other corporate clients. Both programs are devoted to financial analysis. Why it is important? Now you see that the world is changing, and some of the professions are substituted by machine learning, by computer intelligence. And from our perspective, this is not the case of financial analyst. Why? Because financial analyst is working with data. Besides data, he is working with people. He is working with politics and a lot of different stuff. And to make a realistic judgment, he should rely upon different kind of indicators. And this is almost impossible to implement using computer resources. So from this point, I think this profession has a very nice future. When we are speaking about programs, normally we are speaking what is the distinction between those programs and other programs, and what are the advantages of the programs. First of all, good news, all these two programs are based on original syllabus of the CFA Institute. You know, the syllabus are worked out on the basis of survey done annually by the CFA Institute, asking employers globally what kind of knowledge, what kind of skills they are expecting from the newcomers to their companies. And as a result of it, is developed and updated annually the syllabus of the CFA Institute, which consists of 10 parts. Other good news about the program is that mostly all of our members are executives from different companies, and they already have got the certification of CFA, FRM, ECC, and others. And the program content is updated on the annual basis on the using CFA textbooks. Other advantages, which normally are very important for the student, this is international exchange. You know that in general, the situation with international exchange in Russia is a bit different as it used to be, let us say, a year ago. But nevertheless, we managed to secure our relations with oldest university in Italy, Siena, and we still have Erasmus project. So being a student of one of these two programs, doesn't matter which one, you can participate in the semester exchange. So you're welcome. Other advantages is Alumni Club. It helps you networking. In our Alumni Club, we are publishing a lot of news concerning job openings, different kind of events. So it could be interesting for you and for your future. Other advantage of the program is that you being the student of these programs, you can use ELibrary of High School of Economics. So you can get remote access, and all the opportunities will be open for you. So you can get any book, any textbook, any journal on different issues. Programs itself. Financial Analyst is on-campus program. The length of the program is 2 years, and it's located on campus of the High School of Economics. So mode of study is full-time, and language of instruction is English. Master of Finance, it's a similar program, but it's online program. But it doesn't. It means that you will have online classes, but in your diploma will be mentioned that you will have full-time classes. So you will get the same diploma as you would get graduating from on-campus program. This is also very important. And the length of the program is also 2 years. And it is working in a very simple way. We have pre-recorded lectures. Besides pre-recorded lectures, we will have online seminars on the weekly basis. And you will have to do your homework and, pass quizzes and exams. That's the content of our master program of finance. So you can see that it is based on syllabus of the CFA Institute, and by other color mention the courses which are different from the on-campus program Financial Analyst. You see that those courses are only in electives. Their core disciplines are the same. So in both cases, the content is developed in a very simple way. We have foundation, that's macroeconomics, econometrics, and theory of finance. which you need to be a good economist, to be a good financial people, and other courses are derived from the syllabus of the CFA Institute. And besides that, we are providing different kind of elections, which would help to build your personal trajectory. Every program is different from the other program, first of all, by faculty. And one of the member of the faculty you can see here on the first slide. So, and you will see that most of our faculty members, they are from business, they are executives, and many of them, they have 3 letters before their position, which is called CFA. So they're chart holders of the CFA Institute. And besides it, they are taken in very important positions in their companies. And their companies, for example, you can see that they are different, but for example, the largest Russian bank is Sberbank, Mikhail Matovnikov. Sergei Zakharov, he is working for one of the largest banks operating with foreign exchange, and that's Gazprom Bank. And also we have teachers from the rating industry. So we have very, very good team working to provide you with the best knowledge. That's the composition of our students for both programs. So you can see that we have majority of male students. Average age is 27, but it depends on the program, because for online program, the average age is a bit higher. And we have international students from different countries. First of all, that's former Soviet Union countries, but besides that, we had students from the United States, Germany, Japan, and so other countries from the developed world, and both also the developing countries. How to apply? Admission is quite similar for these 2 programs. First of all, you should submit documents for your portfolio. And these are mentioned grades you can receive for your documents. Don't, try to memorize it. We will send you the presentation. So with all the links, so you'll be able to use it. The portfolio composition is quite simple. You should explain why you are willing to attend this program. You should send us your CV, your diploma and transcripts, professional certificates, if any. It's not necessary. And some stuff you consider could be important for enrollment of the program. If you need a consultation, the special button, you just clicking on the button and we will organize a consultation for you. So I or somebody else from my colleagues will try to answer all your questions. That's the dates for the admission. You see, they're a bit different. For financial analyst, their formal admission starts June 19. And for Master of Finance, it starts on April 1. But besides it, keep into your mind that you could apply for any of these programs earlier. And because of you would apply earlier, you will get a special discount. This is very important. These are the prices for the programs. The prices are not the subject to change within all your studies for 2 years. So they're fixed, they will not be changed. And you can see different kind of discounts you can get in those programs. Besides it, we have so-called meetups. Meetups, it's kind of monthly event where you have lectures from the field. Normally, these are specialists working in the field, and they are providing you the information what is going in this or that industry. Then you should answer the questions they're asking about, and the champions of these meetups will get 100% grades to their portfolio. Other stuff is case competition. Case competition is organized among representatives of different companies. They are providing their cases, and you should solve the cases. And winner will receive 50% discount for the whole period of study. So I think it's also quite interesting. Please keep it in mind. And here are our contacts. So I think it's more or less clear. I will try to answer your questions, if any, after Elena's presentation. And I would ask you to tell me, because you are working on both programs, what is the difference in these programs, and why and how these programs actually could help in the developing of career of our potential students.
Okay, hello everyone. I'm really glad to welcome you all, and that's quite nice that you are interested in developing your career within the financial analyst path. So let me probably again explain you a couple of the things that maybe you are interested in with regard to the programs. So thank you, Vasily, for introduction. Yes, definitely one of the key advantage of this program is that the program is not new from the perspective that it has really honored history. So what do I mean? That the Banking Institute graduated a lot of the quite outstanding masters. So, and we have a very, very nice feedback from our students that they told that skills that they acquired during the program studies really help them to benefit in your career, and even not even accomplishing their full course, they already could use their skills that in order to make a next step in their career. A bit later, probably I will even tell you one story about the guy who just contacted me recently. So I would like to stress that the program is very balanced, and you really could enjoy the mix of the professionals, practitioners that has been studying in banking institutes for a number of years. That's not just a person that appeared last year and it's new to the faculty, but that's really quite a strong team of the professionals that you could able to ask additional questions, and through the studies you get the first-hand experience from these guys. So I would say that that's one of the core advantage, because these people know what is required in the industry, and they teach you the practical skills that you basically need to have in order to succeed in this industry. Another important thing is, probably you may be wondering that the financial analyst track is a bit sort of narrow, and maybe you have no much opportunities to choose from. That's maybe a misunderstanding, probably. Why? Because let me just mention a couple of the areas where you could develop after graduating from the financial analyst program. First of all, of course, most of the people are really interested in maybe having a career within investment banking, and they may perceive themselves as equity research analyst, or maybe join the department which focuses on the bond structuring, or maybe even being involved in mergers and acquisition deals. So another quite important area is everything related to venture capital, and maybe even startup business from the perspective of the assessing the investment, or having the investment focus, investment view on the future of the startups or the portfolio of the startups. So we have a number of the students who successfully develop their own methodologies, which helps the investment companies to choose the startup projects that have the highest potential to survive. So make the portfolio more promising from the perspective of the venture capitalist. Another thing is the corporate finance. Many students also thinking of joining a finance department in the huge, well-established company. And probably here, one of the area is valuation of the investment projects. Today, we also know that because, and in Russia as well, we have many initiatives, many promising investment projects. And this is another area where the students can find themselves making an assessment. And probably also I would like to mention the area of the business consulting, because maybe you know that such a core business consultancy firm as BCG, PricewaterhouseCoopers, Ernst & Young, and some other, if renamed, but still the businesses existing. So the core idea is really to find some inefficiencies in the current process, or maybe facilitating some transformation initiatives. For instance, I'm talking about the digital initiatives, and here we also have the skills, our students that obtain skills for analysis, for using data to support their improvement decisions as very, very necessary skills. So for instance, being one of the core consultant in the team, which is responsible for the some transformation initiatives in the business, that's another area. So therefore, I would say that when we talk about this program, this is a really nice mix of the first-class curricular, because as Vasily mentioned, we rely to the greater extent to the books of the CFA Institute. Me personally, I find them really nice, very structured, and very easy to go through. Plus, from my part, I'm teaching corporate finance and portfolio management and some electives on this course. Also, here I would like to mention that me personally and other professors, they try to supplement this theoretical material that is, again, of very high quality with the practical examples. For instance, in my classes, we built the DCF model for assessing the investment projects, and we also run a quite long the company valuation project that most of the students find very nice depth into the subject. So it's not just a mini case study and working in groups, but really a relatively long endeavor. Then you could really be in the shoes of the financial analyst and do a very thorough step-by-step company research coupled with a quite strong financial valuation model. So that's a really nice experience. So now probably I will talk a bit about the differences between two programs. So the program that we have on campus, first of all, it's in the center of Moscow. So I guess there is a quite nice advantage because the student's life is still student's life. And if you just have classes in the evening, this does not mean that you could not party or, I don't know, spend some time in the bars or somewhere, I don't know, in the center of Moscow. So that's nice to have classes in a good place. Another important thing is, of course, for offline program, there is a more interactivity. However, still, this does not mean that it's just offline only. So still, we try to maybe incorporate a bit of a mixed format that if you, for some reason, maybe you like busy with your work, you have a project and you can't attend the certain class, still you have an opportunity probably to watch the recorded version or to join online. Of course, still, because I'm like a professor, practitioner, I really believe that you will benefit most from interactive classes, but still such options exist. As for the online program, I would say that it does not compromise on quality. So the majority of the professor which teach in offline program, they also delivered the classes for online programs. So as Vasily also mentioned, there are some pre-recorded sessions. This means that they are very structured, they are quite compact, they are accomplished with the real life cases. And I would say that this online program is also very intense. Our staff also navigates you through the process. You are not living alone with the schedule and with the courses, so that basically you have deadlines, you have something to be delivered, so you have no, not quite easy cases to solve, but with step-by-step guidance. And overall experience is also very, very nice, especially because we have, again, some opportunities to interact. We have some complementing online sessions where we can talk, ask questions, and also do some practical stuff together, sort of the master class. So that's basically the guy that joined our online program that returned to me a couple of weeks ago with a really nice piece of information. He said that what I have learned during our online program, it was about the financial modeling, also helped him a lot to get a position of the team lead or the head of the sort of the analytic department. Frankly speaking, something about that. So I forgot exactly what was the title. And maybe finally that I would like also to tell you is that maybe some of you may not have a very strong finance or economic background. So again, no worries. Our practice. No, we have been teaching for a relatively long time, and we have different cases when the person with the maybe from linguistics or maybe where they still have some disciplines in economics but not very advanced, they still succeed. And in this case, we provide really more attention and support to such students, especially if they demonstrate their nice attitude and dedication to the process. So everything can be done. So for instance, here again, we have a really great cases when people really changed their career track from more maybe humanitarian stuff to a bit more like quantitative and analytical driven roles. So therefore, you should not be shy of applying for this program. So that's really pays off. So I guess probably that's from my part, and allow a bit more time for the questions. So please.
Okay, Elena, thank you very much. And just before we will start to answer your questions, one more important information which is missed. Taking into account that you have all different background, we developed special courses for beginners. This is called specialization. These courses are on quantitative methods, econometrics, and financial modeling. So if you are hesitating, you always can try these courses. And these courses are free, at least now. Maybe it will change, but now they are free. So you should write us down. We will send you a promo code, and you can attend, to these courses and understand is the task, which you could fulfill or not. Okay, so now we are ready to answer all your questions. Please go on. Don't be shy. You can, text it, or you can just ask questions using your microphone.
Hello.
Hello.
Do you hear me?
Yes.
I have some questions. First one, where are I applying for an internship?
Sorry, what do you mean? What do you plan to?
For an internship. I mean practice.
Internship.
Okay, so you would apply for and it depends on what kind of program you are choosing.
I mean financial analytic program.
Financial analytic program. Okay, are you from Russia or you are outside Russia?
I'm from Russia.
You're from Russia, so it's easy. You could ask me about opportunities from different companies, to take their internship. It's first option. Second option is that in case you are working somewhere, and I would say that 99% of our students are working. We are speaking about on-campus program now. And so during the day they are working. And not to interfere in their relations with the employer, we also suggest the option to take internship in the company you are working. So it depends on you. Either we will provide you with a new company, or you will take the internship at your current job position.
Do you arrange an internship in a company where you need to work in English?
Doesn't matter. Problem actually, the reason why we have this program is in English is very simple, because CFA exams, CFA syllabus are in English, and all the financial, all the relations in financial area globally is in English. That is why the program is in English. But if you will get, to Russian company, it could be a Russian language. It doesn't matter. Do we need to take an entrance exam in English this year? First time we are trying to avoid the kind of experiment, to avoid exam in English. I don't know what would be the results, but enrolling this program, you must understand that you should be fluent in English, and that is why once more I suggest you to take specialization courses. to understand where are you in sense of English. If you are still hesitating, you can ask about consultation with me, and we'll try to decide jointly, will you be able or not to take the courses in English. Is it possible to live on dorms during the period of study? I think yes. Uliana, if not, please correct me. Uliana, are you with us? Okay.
Yeah, yes, I'm here. Good evening.
Good evening, yeah.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah. So is it possible to take a dorm?
Dormitory?
Yeah.
For students, it is possible. I will provide a link, a special link. It's not a classical dormitory. It is some flats in sharing some rooms and sharing flats. I will provide the link.
Okay, thank you. Then how many grades would be enough to attend the program? Normally, I think last year it was like 45. So consider 45 like a benchmark, and you can easily try to estimate how many grades you can get. If you still have questions and you think that it is enough, please ask about consultation with me, and maybe we will find a solution. Is there a real chance to combine programs with full-time job? This time we didn't invite any of our students, but just believe me, 99% of them are combining full-time job with those programs.
Maybe I will also
just a second. Even on campus program, if you are speaking online program, it's even much easier, because if you have online, you are choosing yourself which time you should watch video, read materials, and answer questions. It's more flexible. Sorry.
Yeah, so and still I would like to add that yes, that's possible. However, still it's again a bit demanding. So it's not like you just study one day a week, for instance, like on Sundays. So you have classes during the week, and also maybe you should expect to find some maybe a bit more time for group projects or for some home assignments that definitely will have. Otherwise, you just will not be able to get hard skills, right, in some modeling and so on. This requires really a nice level of the dedication for the next 2 years, but it's payoffs, definitely.
Yeah, is it possible to enter the financial analyst with only a bachelor degree in liberal arts? Yes, why not? And taking into account our experience, we had bachelors from economics, finance, law, chemistry, mathematics, computer science. Even, we had a bachelor from Institute of Foreign Languages, so they were professional interpreters. So it means that you will have work harder if you are professional interpreter, but you can graduate. It's not a problem. Hello, may I ask some question? Yes, you're welcome. That's what.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good evening, Mr. Vasily and Mrs. Elena. I'm Hansen from Indonesia.
Okay.
I would like to ask some question regarding the online program. First of all, I'm very fascinated with the program structure. I've been looking around for universities with online program, and I found HSE as a leading university in a MSc Finance online program. So I would like to ask maybe more about the culture, because I don't know how it works in Russia. It may be different from Indonesia or maybe England. I would like to ask, is it possible if I took the program and graduated, is it possible to be able to work in Russia from remote? Is it or hasn't Russia adopted remote culture work? Remote culture, yeah.
You know, thank you. It depends on your employer. If your employer would admit, you know, the remote work, why not? You can do it. Especially, you know, if you are in Indonesia. It's a very important country for Russia. We have different kind of relations, starting, you know, on trade, investments. Also, it's a very nice tourist destination. And I think, you know, you can find either remote contract, or you can face-to-face contract. So it could be different options.
Yeah, I also would like to add that probably technically everything is already settled up because coronavirus environment and I don't know, some recent years, many especially well-established businesses, they already have adopted to having their employees working in distant format, but probably the only thing is some legal requirements, and probably here the HR department will maybe from company to company, they of course should provide a bit more information how it works for their very business. But again, technically this really works. And as for the Russian guys, some of them also took a chance to work remotely currently. And yes, they are still employed in Russian companies. So.
Yeah. And Irina Kobrina is asking, Irina, I just don't quite understand the question. Is it a global certification? I mean CFA. CFA is a global certification. I don't understand the question.
Good evening. I can add, I mean, can I apply for the job abroad when I got the certificate?
Irina, first, we are not providing certificates. It must be clear from the very beginning. We are teaching according to body of knowledge of CFA exam. It is very well structured course on finance. It's the best, I think, globally, course of finance, because of it is based on very highly developed financial theory, and also on the practice in the field. So if you want to take CFA exams and you are in Russia, you must go now abroad to take these exams, unfortunately. That's because of what was happening since February in Russian Federation. And beyond us. Earlier, we had special discounts for our students who were willing to take the CFA exams in Russia. And that was 75%. Not because of us, sorry.
Okay,
but still I would like to add probably how you could get advantage of the Master of Finance program is you really kill two birds with one shoot. So what does it mean? Because you already study all the important parts of the CFA curriculum, the CFA exam. It will take you much less time to finalize and maybe tune your level of the understanding and save time for preparing for the actual exams. So because still the exams are very, very challenging, sometimes it really takes half a year of very intense everyday studies, practicing a lot. And if probably again you are new to this curricular, so that may not be that easy to study. So you are currently studying under the guidance of the professor, so you may ask questions, and basically you will get Master of Finance degree, plus the opportunity already to maybe with some intense trainings to pass the CFA exam level 1. So many of our, no, not many, but some of our students, they choose this path and they successfully passed at least level 1, and then they continue their studies for level 2 and level 3.
Yeah, and even, you know, without CFA exam, you will speak the same language as all people globally. And it definitely will assist you in case you would apply for a job position anywhere. When I find quote word for quantitative methods in finance, we have, you know, special button for contacts. You can write down and we'll send you this promo code. It's already written on the page, so you can get it. Okay.
Mr. Vasily.
Yeah.
I would like to ask about live interactions for online students. How much live interactions will we get? Some other campus offer like 6 days of workshop, offline workshop in maybe in Singapore or Hong Kong. But I already understand that HSE doesn't offer that kind of workshops. I would like to know how much live interactions maybe with the faculty members or maybe with the lecturer are we getting?
So we have, for example, let us say 4 weeks course. If you have 4 weeks course, you will have at least 4 webinars.
Okay.
So a webinar every week with your professor. This is live, this is online. For some courses which were difficult for the students, for example, like quantitative methods, because of students asked us, we doubled the number of webinars. So students had it, you know, twice a week on one subject. So it depends. Normally it is, if you have a course, within one course, you have one webinar. Simultaneously, you are taking 2 or 3 courses, which means that every week you will have 2 or 3 webinars.
Okay.
Also, probably I would add that most some of on-campus meetings or master classes, they of course are organized mostly for MBA programs. So the people who have a quite relatively high income and they feel free to travel across the globe to another destination. So still probably our target audience is mostly like bachelor students or some people who just have their start positions in business. So probably this format not is highly in demand. I mean, traveling across the globe to Singapore. Basically, I don't object, Vasily. to deliver class there.
I like Singapore, you know, and I would also, you know, could suggest a number of courses in Bali. Why not?
Yeah, Mrs. Elena, I think that is just one of their selling points, right? What they can offer to attract students. And another question.
Very nice island, Lombok. It's close.
Sorry?
To Bali. Very nice island near Bali is Lombok. It's not so much
Yeah.
popular. It's wonderful.
Yeah, we held important meetings there in Labuan Bajo, I think, and the G20 in Bali.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Vasily, I would like also to ask about the dissertation program or the lecture. the module. Yeah, the module. Coming from engineering background, it will be very hard to find problems that can be solved as dissertation in financial sector. So how do we do our dissertation?
It's not so hard as you think. We have a number of topics. It doesn't matter that you should take precisely those topics, but topic should shows you direction. Take into account that before writing your final thesis, you will have a term paper on the first year. You will get a certain experience how to do it. And if you are speaking about on-campus program, they will have special research seminar how to make. With online program, we don't have it because of it's technically impossible to organize it. But don't worry. To the end of the second year, you will be definitely ready to write your final thesis.
Okay, typically you are assigned for the particular professor who takes like ownership of you, and of course he or she guides you through your journey. Also may share some examples of the term papers and final papers. And as far as I remember, being a student of the High School of Economics, you also have an access to the library of the term papers and the final papers that students deliver in the previous year. So that's not for the purpose just to copy paste, but this for the purpose to understand, right, what are the requirements, and yes, so how you could start with thinking about the topic. And as Vasily also mentioned, definitely if you have or you have just no any ideas, we may schedule like a consultation, sort of the mentoring that maybe ask for your aspiration, where you see your career path. So me personally, I really talk to students about what they see themselves in 3 years, 5 years. That's a standard question, but it's worth spending time on the topic that then you could sell to your future employer, or probably you could get some skills that you need again to succeed along your career. So that's why probably we could also advise what topic may be aligned with your future career goals.
Okay.
Lena, I think this question for you.
Oh, really?
What kind of cases will be in contest of financial analyst cases? Could you give some examples? What
You mean for me question? Because I guess this is about the portfolio and score
no, I think that's about cases. What kind of cases are used within the studies, within courses? It's my assumption. Who is the author? Sergey, please clarify. What is the question about? Sergey, are you with us?
My feeling is what we can do to build the portfolio.
No.
Yeah.
Sergey, is it portfolio, or this is about classes? Sergey. Okay. Sergey, when you will be, it's about case studies competition. Perfect. Case study competition, those cases are developed by different companies. For example, last year we had Sberbank, Frank RG, we had Aton, and we had Счетная палата. And they were developing cases from experience of those companies. From Sberbank, it was a case devoted how to organize ecosystem. Aton was a case about stock market. Счетная палата, it was macroeconomic case on inflation rate and how it affect the economy. So something like that. So it's almost impossible to explain it, you know, in say this presentation, but these are cases which are pushing you to think over the problem. And normally the problem is not a standard one.
So probably I will also add, yeah, as for the case studies, again, why we have a focus, because the job of financial analyst is for something. It's not just to analyze and something for the purpose of analyzing. It's the purpose is to improve or probably make a decision with regard to something. So therefore, all these case studies, they have the following approach. You need to identify the problem or trend, probably how the company should adjust the certain business or process, or probably think a bit wider, like more innovative. And then you may also try to develop some steps how to get there, and probably what might be the potential risks and what the company should do. And if you at least may elaborate or use some data that could support your recommendations, at least on the high level, that would be the solution to the case. So that's like structured thinking that are used in order to solve the problem and address the new current trends for success of the company.
Guys, other questions? Well, that's all clear. So guys, we are working almost 1 hour. If you don't have any questions at this stage, you know, you could also send your questions to us. You have the address. Besides that, we will send you the presentation with all data. And if you need a consultation or you need something else, you know, from the Banking Institute, you don't hesitate, you know, contact us anytime. We will be ready to answer you. Okay? So, any questions? Last option, last opportunity. So clear, guys. So thank you very much that you have spent, you know, this evening with us. I think we were trying to do our best, and we are waiting for you at our programs. Goodbye.
Bye. Thank you for joining.
Bye.